You will change your mind when you hold your first one in your arms. A guy came up to me recently when I was out and we hit it off. The banter was good. We talked for a while and there was even some initial spark. He then says he has a 5-year-old. I listened quietly. The child was apparently born into a loveless marriage and having her was the last hope to save them. It didn't work. Gee, I wonder why. Rolling my eyes. He starts asking me about if I had kids and said I wasn't interested, hoping that was the end of it. He zeroes in on this and kept pressing. He says, "Oh, but when you hold your own baby for the first time, you'll change your mind." I was so polite and said I have no interest in having kids, getting irked at this point. He starts saying she's the best thing in his life, etc., and I was being selfish, and what about what my future husband wanted? I lost it at this point. I told him just because he's a breeder doesn't mean I have to be. I didn't need someone telling me what to do with my reproductive organs. He asked why I was so defensive. I was clearly rocking his world with the news that not everyone wants or likes children. Mind you, this isn't even a date. He's a stranger who fancied me and asked for a chat. I took gleeful delight in crushing him, explaining carefully all the annoying things about tiny screaming children. I even said I wished there were places that were always child-free. Neighborhoods, hotels, planes, trains, buses, stores, etc. I let it slip that r/child-free existed and he should stop by, then spun on my heels and hurried away. That's a gamble no one should take. You shouldn't wait until a child has actually arrived to figure out whether or not you'll change your mind. No one has the right to gamble with human life that way. LMAO, can you imagine a pregnant woman telling people she's not thrilled about this and is hoping she'll change her mind when she holds the baby? People would definitely be like, what the F? But then go and say dumb crap like this guy said? Haha. People having children thinking it would cure a loveless marriage? Absolutely a huge red flag in my opinion. They clearly weren't able to weigh up the true consequences of what they were doing before doing it. The audacity of this dude though, ridiculous. He made his bed, he must sleep in it. Oh, it's a huge red flag. I was already disinterested at that point. I feel like he was trying to shop for a new mom for his kid. 100% sounds like he was doing that just because he got upset that you wouldn't be his baby mama, laughing and crying. Why are children the only thing you can say as an adult that you don't like or want or aren't into that people constantly jump on you attempting to change your mind? I tell people I don't like avocados. No one tries to say, once you've made your own guacamole, it's different. If I mention I would never want a pet rodent, no one says, when you meet the right mouse, you'll change your mind. I say I'm not a morning person. No one tells me, that will be different when you're older, you'll see. Literally almost every other life choice one makes as an adult is at least respected by strangers. Now when family comes into play, even adult choices about religion and politics can be the subject of significant questioning, but not from someone you just met. This 100 times. I honestly was going to keep my mouth shut about my stance on kids, but he really pushed my buttons. Because they don't take no for an answer. The only times I've gotten similar pushback is when I've told dudes that I don't care for the Beatles and The Godfather was just okay. I love both the Beatles and The Godfather, but I respect your opinion. What about what my future husband wants? Bro, it's not your freaking body. What about what she wants? Freaking hell. First of all, a childhood person would be weeded out immediately. Second, if they pulled the change your mind stunt after a period of time, they would also be punted. This statement is freaking stupid in and of itself. My stepmom was absolutely floored when I said if the potential partner wanted kids, it was an automatic deal breaker. Apparently she never considered that before. No one, random stranger, repeatedly attacks your life choices, you shuts it down. Random stranger, surprise Pikachu face. Why so defensive after attacked you non-stop with zero provocation? The lack of self-awareness in these types is truly something else. I just posted the same thing. LOL. I held each of my newborns and my niece shortly after they were born. Loved them, but nope. Didn't alter my child-free stance, even infinitesimally. Same. Actually, my nephews are the reason I'm firmly child-free. Exactly, and it's not necessarily about the kid. What I see every time is the horrific change in lifestyle. Much more domestication, shopping for kid stuff, making kid-approved meals, being surrounded by objects in kid colors and vulgar Disney trash. regarding, she's the best thing in his life. Good for him. Not everyone's children are the best thing that ever happened to them. Foster kids, people, remember that they exist. Regarding, what about what my future husband wanted? Bold of him to assume you'd want a husband. Not saying you don't, but it drives me nuts that everyone just assumes you're getting married eventually. Not to mention that getting pregnant because someone else wants you to is a stupid reason to get pregnant. I know, it's like people forget you can have a kid and not be married. Like, sure, marriage is the preferred method, but do people just forget about single parents and divorced people? I really don't understand the added emphasis on needing to be married. Why can't long-term couples just not be married and still have a kid? Many people just don't see it as being legit if there was no marriage. So weird. Your child-free family is proud of you for standing up and defending your child-free choices. I hope he regrets sticking his nose into your child-free business where it don't belong. Thank you. The support from people here is always such a comfort. So glad I found y'all. Me too. Yeah, he's such a good daddy to his little kid that was conceived only to save their relationship. Imagine the kind of crap like this that is dumped on a baby who did not ask to be brought into it. Such a mature duddy. But we have seen this time and again. These breeder brains seem to be insulted and challenged by a child-free who don't want to deal with them, their sex trophies, and their demented egg or sperm donor. Go find some like-minded breeder and ruin yet more kids' lives. Because that is all they can do, destroy kids' lives. I wanted to rip him a new a-hole for bringing an innocent child into the world, but I bit my tongue. It's totally selfish. How much do you want to bet his wife did or does most of the work raising that kid? My brother recently had his first, so I was over helping them out for a couple of days. My family kept badgering me about, doesn't this make you want one? When will you and husband have a baby? If anything, it reaffirmed my child-free status. My sister-in-law tries to use her kid to get me to like kids too. I'm not really interested in children until they are old enough to have semi-intelligent conversations, usually 10 or older. My nephew is 1.5, and sister-in-law is constantly saying to him, go show this to your aunt, Green Cat 26, or ask your aunt to go play over there with you whenever I see them, which is rare, thankfully. Like, no, I'm not interested in babysitting or hanging out with a toddler. I'm here to talk to adults, not be a smell patrol for a stinky diaper. And she knows that my husband had a vasectomy, but said to me this past weekend, "Aw, isn't my kid so cute? Makes you want to have one of your own, doesn't it? Yours would probably look a lot like him since he looks like his dad," my husband's brother. I don't think she understands what a vasectomy is. Regarding, I don't think she understands what a vasectomy is, had me cracking up. It's so funny how family thinks that once there's a baby in the family, everyone else will automatically want one too. I actually prefer babies or toddlers to older kids though. I was on my own with this kid for 8+ hours the other day, while brother and sister-in-law dealt with other stuff. It was fun, but I would never want that for myself. I think that a big reason I don't like younger kids is that I've never really been around them, so I don't know how to interact with them. And at this point, I don't have much desire to learn how to either. I was the youngest kid in my family, youngest in my extended family. Always had friends who were older and hung out with adults way more than other kids. Never babysat, haven't changed a diaper. I never even played with baby dolls. I played with Barbies but would reenact my mom's soap operas since there was only 2 Ken dolls and like 30 Barbies, lol. Interesting to ponder. Did I purposely not interact with small children because I didn't like them since day one? Or do I not like them now because I never interacted back then? It could be a combination of both. I was never around little kids either until now. My brother's kid is the first one I fed, changed, etc. I've been around a few babies in my 20s, but was never responsible for them. I have a friend with 3 kids, ages 4 to 10, and I'm way more awkward with them, just because I don't know how to relate. I like to tell people that I probably changed my mind about black tar heroin the first time I try it too. So should I just give it a shot? The heroin's likely to be as healthy for me as becoming a parent, so why not, right? This tends to make everyone within earshot uncomfortable. Things I am willing to try even if I am skeptical: drinks, food, music, and movies. Things I am not willing to try: making a new life, becoming a parent to the new life. Seriously, how the heck can Can you tell someone who openly dislikes the idea of parenthood to just try it? You like it after you do it. This isn't a nasty recipe I can chuck in the bins if it turns out I was wrong. That kind of bingo pees me off so much.